What would you do if you have a solo booking, but on the day of your gig, you're too sick to play? Let's talk about that right now. Hey guys, what's going on? djTLM, you're watching djTLMtv. Time for a Q&A video, and today's video is all about being too sick to play. Now, I received a question from DJ Zifa, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the question is, what would you do if you have a solo booking? So you're the only DJ playing that night, but on the day of your gig, you're too sick to play. How do you prepare for that? Now, I've never been in this situation before, so I've been sick before. I've definitely had nights where I did not feel well. But I always did my gigs, and in most occasions I actually felt better after I did my gig. I mean, you get some energy, you work up a sweat, so it worked out fine. But I know plenty of colleagues that had to cancel gigs because they were just too sick, just too ill to play. And I can imagine if you have a nasty case of the flu, you're throwing up every 5 minutes, do not go and do the gig. This is probably not a good idea. You might end up throwing up all over the decks, especially nowadays. The whole crowd has their phone ready. You'll be on YouTube within 5 minutes with some throw up action. So I can imagine you can definitely be too sick to play. There's no real way to prepare for this. I mean, this is not like the theater where they have like an understudy that's always on standby if the main character like breaks a leg or is just sick. That understudy can take the place, knows all the lines, and does that. But I will not have a DJ that's on standby for every gig just in case I get sick. I can't see that happening, especially if it's a DJ like one of my colleagues that I deem good enough to take my place. Those DJs have their own gigs going on. So chances of me calling them a couple of hours before a gig to take my place, if you're really lucky, it might happen, but on a lot of occasions, those DJs have their own gigs going on. Now, keep in mind, in this scenario, of course, we're talking about you doing a solo gig, so there's no other DJs there. If you're playing a show at a club and there's like 3 or 4 other DJs playing, it's not going to be the biggest issue, and probably the promoter can get 1 or 2 DJs to take an extra half hour to fill up the gap that you're leaving. In this case, of course, you're doing a solo gig. There are no other DJs. So I would suggest as soon as you feel that you might not be able to do the gig, contact the promoter. I did this once, a couple of days in advance. I was sick. I was real sick, and I was not sure if I would recover in time for that gig. So I contacted the promoter straight away to let him know, like, hey, look, this is my situation right now. I don't know if I'm going to be ready in time for the gig. We need to make sure we have a plan B. So he found a DJ that he had on standby, and I was going to let him know at least 1 day in advance if I was going to be able to do it or not. And 1 day before, I felt that I would definitely recover enough to do the show, so I could contact him and told him, like, yo, I might not be 100%, but I'm ready for that gig, so no need for the backup. So as soon as you feel that way, it's a good thing to contact the promoter. Don't wait it out. Don't be like, let me see what happens. I might feel better. Because if you find out like a couple of hours before your show that it's not a possibility for you to play, you leave the promoter with no chance at all to fix the problem and find a replacement. Now, the reason why I feel you should always contact the promoter and not just find a replacement yourself is the promoter needs to make sure that he or she wants that other DJ. If I'm a promoter and I'm booking a DJ to play a solo set, just solo at my event, and he just sends another DJ, that might not work for me. I have to make sure that I approve of that DJ. So contact the promoter and see what the next step in the plan of action is going to be. That promoter probably knows a lot of DJs. Maybe he has DJs that he always has on speed dial to call. And then you could always suggest that you contact some of your colleagues as well and you work it out together. But it's going to be a rough situation anyway. I mean, if it's a solo gig and you're the only DJ playing, I imagine that the people are coming to see you play. So in that case, you're going to have people that are disappointed. But if you're too sick, you're just too sick. This might be more of a situation for mobile DJs and wedding DJs because I can imagine a lot of their bookings are solo bookings. like most of my club gigs are not solo bookings. So what would you do? Have you ever been in a situation where you were too sick to play, and how did you handle that? Club situation, wedding situation, doesn't matter. I'm interested in all those situations because, like I said, I've never had to cancel, but I can imagine a lot of you might have done that. So let me know in the comment section down below, how do you deal with that? Do you have some sort of backup plan that's always ready and available? Definitely interested to hear. So let me know in the comment section down below. Join the conversation, share the knowledge. I hope this info helps you out. And if so, make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to djTLMtv because I have a lot more videos you can check out and a lot more new stuff on the way as well. You know where to contact me if you want to ask for videos or if you have a question. djTLMtv at djTLM.com or just djTLM on all social. That's it for now. See you soon.